Hi guys, and especially for those of you out there who are Whovians, and have I got news for you? Well, this is the pilot episode of my new review series that I'm going to be doing. Exaggerated Who reviews, or exaggerated reviews Doctor Who. How it's going to work is I'm going to come on screen with every time I'm going to review an episode of Doctor Who, and I'm going to start by reviewing it as if it's a serious review. Then at some point during the description of the episode in question, I'm going to then exaggerate a part of the story for fun. So, for example, if I'm talking about, say, an unearthly child, and I'm describing about Susan and Barbara's intrigue with Susan, and how different she is from the rest of their pupils. And then I suddenly go off on the tangent of, and then, suddenly out of nowhere, right, Susan's grandfather walks in, up and behind Ian and Barbara, forces sacks over their heads, and carries them out of the building. That sort of thing. So there's an example of how I might exaggerate it. So, and then I'll carry on with the rest of the review normally, and then give my thoughts of the story in question. So that is how the new review series of Doctor Who is going to work. So without further ado, let's get on with the show now with the pilot episode of Exaggerated Doctor Who reviews. So let's exaggerate. And the first story we're going to exaggerate is the one I've just given you examples about, An Unearthly Child. So, this was the very first Doctor Who story to ever air on BBC One back in 1963. The very first episode of which is the story Namer. So, Ian Chesterton and Barbara Wright are two school teachers who were intrigued about the behaviour of one of their pupils, Susan Foreman, who seems to be very different from the rest of her classmates. She started questioning what they're teaching and correcting them where she thinks they've gone wrong. When confronted about this and about where she lives, she says she lives with her grandfather at 76 Totters Lane. Now, while she's talking to them about this mysterious man enters the building with a sack, and then, right, he forces them into the sack, ties the sack shut, and carries them off to this place. No. And when they get to the place, he then releases them from the sack with Susan in tow, who has followed him home. Okay, now, once they get back to the junkyard, as it really is, they've just, in reality, they've just, you know, followed Susan back to 76 Totters Lane, which turns out to be a junkyard. And her mysterious grandfather, her grandfather's just this mysterious old man inside a police box. Now, what I exaggerated with the abduction scene is about to come into play in reality, but without the sacks and him just walking into the school building involved. Because how the episode ends is them following Susan into the TARDIS and basically not believing her when she tells them it's a time machine. So to prove that it is a time machine, the Doctor abducts them. Dun dun dun! And the episode ends with them in the Stone Age. So... So, that's an Unearthly Child for you guys. And it's a brilliant way to actually start off what was at that time a new series. And my rating of it is 6 curious school teachers out of 10. And I hope you enjoyed the pilot episode of Exaggerated Doctor Who. This new review show where, again, I come on to review a Doctor Who story, but exaggerate a part of the story before telling you how that part really goes. So... and stay tuned for the next episode, if this does well. So I shan't tell you what I'm going to be reviewing next on the show. You'll have to wait and see. But until then, thanks for watching. And if you do go back in time, be careful. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, share and subscribe, and have us a magical time.